Whether you are a self-employed businessman or a salaried person, you can save a considerable amount of tax by using rent as a tax saving tool. Want to know how? Just keep watching. Hello and welcome back guys. My name is Gaurav Jashnani and I'm back with another very exciting and useful series of videos which can help you reduce your tax burden. In this quick video, I'm gonna explain how you can save a good amount of tax by using rent as a tax saving tool. Let's get started. From the earnings point of view, a person can be a salaried person who is working for a company or a private organization, or a self-employed businessman who is running his own business. Let's discuss benefit for the salaried person first. For the purpose of clear understanding, I am dividing salaried person into two different categories. First, who are getting HRA from their employer, and second, who are not getting HRA from their employer. Let's concentrate on the first category, that is person getting HRA from their employer. Before discussing tax benefits, let's have an idea about house rent allowance, that is HRA. Employees generally receive a house rent allowance from their employers. This is a part of the salary package in accordance with the terms and conditions of the employment. HRA is given to meet the cost of rental house taken by the employee for his residence. The income tax allows deduction in respect of the HRA paid to employees. The exemption on HRA is covered under Section 1013 of the Income Tax Act. There are certain conditions which employee needs to fulfill to get the exemption of HRA. The major conditions are: first, person must be in receipt of HRA from his employer, and second, he must be staying in rented house and paying rent actually. If he is staying in his own house, he is not eligible to get the exemption of HRA. Now let's discuss about quantum of exemption, that is amount of exemption. The exemption of HRA will be available up to the minimum of the following three options. First, actual rent allowance received from employer. Second, actual house rent paid minus 10% of basic salary. And third, 50% of basic salary if employee lives in metro city, or 40% of basic salary if employee lives in a non-metro city. But what if you don't get HRA but still pay rent? This could be the case with self-employed professionals, businessmen, or even with the salaried person whose emoluments do not include HRA component. The good news is the Income Tax Act provides relief to this category of rent payers too. Benefit of this category is available under Section 80GG of the Income Tax Act. There are certain conditions to get deduction under Section 80GG. Person must be an individual. Person must be self-employed businessman or salaried person not in receipt of HRA. If person is getting HRA, then he will be covered under Section 1013A as we discussed earlier. He or his spouse or minor child does not own any house. Now let us discuss the amount of deduction under Section 80GG or the quantum of deduction. The deduction allowed under Section 80GG shall be the least of the following: Rupees 5,000 per month or Rupees 60,000 per annum. This limit was Rupees 2,000 per month until assessment year 2015-16. Second, rent paid minus 10% of total income, and third, 25% of the total income. So the least of the above three will be the amount of exemption under Section 80GG. This section is ignored by a large number of taxpayers or even tax consultants. An eligible taxpayer can get good benefit under this section. To claim the tax benefit under Section 80GG, you must pay rent for the house you live in and not get HRA even for the part of the year. As a businessman, you might be paying rent for the residential premises as well as for the business premises. As far as housing rent is concerned, it is covered under Section 80GG as we discussed a moment ago. Now let's discuss about the rent for the business premises. Rent of the business premises is fully deductible expense. Section 30 of the Income Tax Act clearly provides deduction in respect of rent of the business premises. It is important to note that if amount of rent is greater than Rs 20,000, it must be paid by account pay check only. Otherwise, deduction will not be available. There is no limit of deduction as long as it is incurred for the business and paid by account pay check. This was the first part of the series Tax Saving Tools. I am very excited to share the second part of the series in which I am gonna cover how you can save a chunk of tax using housing loan. Many thanks for watching this video. Kindly hit like button if you find this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe my channel to stay updated with taxation and finance matters. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I have enjoyed making it. That's all I have for you today. This is Gaurav Jashnani signing off.